What's going on? We back at it again. Another episode, the Man to Man Pod. I'm Antoine Bethea. Got my co-host, Darius Butler.
Yes, sir.
And yes, sir. Like always, man, we back, man, talking football, talking behind the scenes, off the field. So, today, man, we're gonna jump right into it, man. NFL camps, teams reporting, players are reporting.
Yeah.
But we at the crossroads right now. We got a lot of players that's opting out. I think on the episode, our first episode with Trey Boston, D-Buck called it. He thought, we was gonna have 20 plus players opting out. And right now, I think we might be at
we over 50 right now.
Over 50. Yeah. And we might have more coming. I think the deadline is Thursday the 6th.
Yep.
Yeah, Thursday, August 6th, man. So we might be hearing some more guys opting out, man. So how you feel, bro? What you think?
I mean, you know my feelings from the beginning on this, man. I just felt like it was just way too many questions and not enough answers. And the NFL is trying to go on business as usual as much as possible. Obviously, they're making some adjustments and they have some protocols in place. But you're turning head football trainers into specialists when it comes to spreading viruses or spreading so that makes me feel uneasy if I was heading to the locker room, even with the other things put in place. And when we talked to Trey a couple episodes ago, one of the first things I asked him was what would make him feel comfortable going back to training camp. And his first answer was, "Hey, man, players want to know what's the options when it comes to opting out." And so I guess that kind of foreshadow what's going on now with guys making those critical and tough. I'm sure tough on a lot of people's plates, making that decision to opt out this season. I'm not surprised by it, but it is what it is at this point. Guys got to do what's best for them, man. What you think about it?
Yeah, man. I'm kind of I'm kind of on the line, on the fence about it. For one, definitely, we got to think about our health, our family's health, and I think a lot of guys are really thinking about that. It's not that important to put my health at risk, put my family's health at risk. Whether you have elderly people staying with you, or you have young children, just we have healthy people, just not want to run that risk. So I definitely respect the decisions for the guys that's opting out and the guys that's going to play. And we talk about the opt out agreements and arrangements and things of that nature, where if you do opt out, $150K, but then that following season, I think you have to pay that money back regardless if you cut or make the team. And then you also have the 350, where I guess they say, if you can show proof that you have, I guess, underlying conditions or things of that nature, that you get 350K. So I see they trying to.
You don't have to pay that back, right? The 350.
I'm not 100% sure, but
okay, I think that's what I heard.
Okay, but regardless, man, either way, man, this is tough decisions for guys, and I would like to throw something out there. Just say, say you coming off an injury, say ACL or whatever the case may be, and this year we hit COVID-19, and you decide to opt out.
Yeah.
So last year you missed the whole season. This year you opt out. That's 2 years off the field.
Yeah.
Coming.
It's a long time.
A long time coming into the season next year. Say you're in the front office. How do you approach that situation?
If I'm in the front office, I'm a decision maker. That's definitely going to be something I'm thinking about. And obviously, the older the player is, the more I'm gonna think about it. So if it's a guy who have basically missed his, let's say, 6th and 7th year, and now he's going into year 8. I'm definitely gonna have some concerns. If I'm offering a contract, it'll be definitely incentive laden. So it's tough for those players. A player like Devin Funchess, we saw the Colts signed him last year. He missed most of the year with an injury. I think pretty much all of the year, and now he opted out this season. So it's like he's gonna be going into that next year like that's something to consider. That's a long time been away from the game, and I know just moving and playing. It's nothing like playing football. You can work out as much as you possibly want to or can, but it's nothing like actually putting those football movements to work against another opponent. So that'll be a tough decision if I'm in the front office, definitely 1,000%. What's your thoughts on, like, I guess on that same note, with guys that's doing it in college? So you got guys expected, big time players who expected to go in the first, second round. I expected guys to opt out as well, and now we're seeing it happen with the linebacker from Penn State, who should be a high pick, the wide receiver from Minnesota, corner from VTech. So what would be your thoughts if you're in the front office and it came to one of those guys?
Man, as you see these young players coming up nowadays, man, I think they're moving differently than what we move. I think they're getting a lot smarter. Again, with all that's going on as far as, NCAA players, I'm talking about, players in college getting paid. I think the college athlete now, they're thinking a little different. And I think it's a smart move. If you have 2 to 3 years of a good film, say you're going into your senior year and, you bored out your sophomore year, you bored out your junior year. Hey, I'm not going to risk going into these locker room, these situations where, I could potentially contract the COVID-19. It could further damage my health down the line. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. So I think it's smart for those guys. You're going to sit this year out. You can go somewhere. You're going to train. You can get stronger. You're going to get faster. If you're with somebody, you're working on some techniques, things that you may need to work on. And then you get that combine invite. Hey, we all know what that's about. You go out there, put some good numbers up there. You run, you catch well. Shoot, somebody take a chance on you. So I think it's smart if you have that good 2 to 3 year worth of film.
You already got that film out there. People already got pretty much a good idea who you are as a player. And now you're really just taking this time to get stronger. Like you said, working your technique. And we've seen it happen. We've seen guys opting out of bowl games, and I think it was Nick Bosa who got hurt, had like a core injury, and he just kind of chalked up his whole junior year. So we've definitely seen some precedent with this. And, if I'm like same thing you said, man, I would look at it as a smart decision on their end, because even as uncertain things are on the NFL side of things, the college level, I feel like it's even more uncertainty around there. And obviously the players have a lot less say-so. So as a player who can take control of, I guess your narrative and where it's going to go and what you're going to do this year, the more things that, as a player, we always say control what you can control. So now if I opt out and I say, all right, I'm focusing on hitting the NFL draft, like I'm controlling that as opposed to, just going into a building and not really knowing what's going on. So yeah, my hats off to them, man. Big decisions, important decisions. And they're making it, early on in their life. So I'm proud of them boys, man.
So I forgot what college it was that one of the players or somebody came out and said that if one of the players tested positive for COVID, the coach or somebody was like, keep it on the wraps, don't tell nobody. Yeah. So again, right then and there, it just goes to show where the university, the coaches are looking out for themselves. So as far as a player, a young player, a college athlete being able to say, look, man, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look out for myself. A lot of times that could look as if that player is selfish, but at a lot of times, man, sometimes you got to do what's best for yourself. So again, man, making that type of decision as a young man, saying that, I'm gonna sit this year out, I'm prepared for my future. I think that says a lot.
Yeah, that's a big decision, and as we know. Big time college sports. That's big business. So that's for sure. Kids and their families, making the right business move, and nothing is wrong with that at all. And talking about that, we had the first program, UCONN. My school, the first school to just scrap the whole season, and part of that is because they're not in the conference right now. So a lot of these schools are going to conference only games. 30 plus states are still on travel bans, or if you do travel in or out of the state, you got to quarantine for a certain amount of days. So obviously that messes up your schedule. And it's just like I said earlier, just way more questions than there are answers right now, even with the people who usually have all the answers, with the athletic directors and the coaches, and like it's still way too many questions and way too much uncertainty going on. With a lot of these players and these coaches. So gotta make the best decision. And if you're fortunate enough to be in that situation where you don't need to necessarily play another season, by all means, man. By all means, make that right decision for yourself. So happy for them guys, man.
Question for you though. Say you're a senior, right? And say you're a senior at UConn. You have some colleges who's opting out of fall sports. They're thinking about playing during the spring. So what if you are a senior at UConn? You're a senior on the football team, and the university opts. Okay, we just gonna scratch fall sports all in all. Not we're not gonna play anything during the spring. How do you feel if you're a senior? Are you gonna try to? I don't know if you can do this, but can you transfer? You probably can't. But can you transfer to another university who's potentially going to play in the fall? Like, how you feel?
Oh man, that's a good question. Shoot, if I really think I have a shot, I'm gonna have to explore my options. If I got a shot to go, but I still need another year's worth of film. I'm gonna definitely explore all my options. Whether it be transferring and playing that year. I feel like that should. You never know at the NCAA. A lot of things that make the most sense.
Right.
It's usually not gonna go that way with NCAA. So who knows if they're allowing that? But these are special circumstances. So they should definitely allow special things to happen. But man, I feel bad for them seniors, man. I feel bad. And UConn, going back to UConn, one of the things about their team is they didn't have too many seniors that were playing. So that factored into the decision as well. But, teams with, a lot of upperclassmen, man, I feel bad for these guys. But we're in some uncertain times, across the board.
No, for sure.
Not only with sports, but just everything. Schools, a lot of students are going to go straight virtual now. So it's going to be a different experience for everybody. I think a lot of things going to look completely different on the other side of this. And it's just, really about adapting, and moving forward as best as you can. Everybody going to have their own individual challenges when it comes to that.
Nah, for sure, man. I think you hit it on the head, man. And so you talk about that virtual learning, man. I know one thing. I know one thing. You kind of right. You kind of said some. This past school year, as far as like teacher appreciation, man, what you going to do for the teachers, man, because that homeschooling, man, is rough. I got my daughter, she just finished, the first grade, so she's going to the second grade. But even that workload she was bringing home, it was a different beast of what we was doing in first and second grade. You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine we probably did that for 2 months.
We had. So what was it? About March to
May? Well, shit, about four.
Yeah, it was a little minute. It felt like 4 years. It felt like 4 years. So you still got it kind of easy. You still got first grade. Like, how old is she going to seventh grade? So she's doing algebra and all that. I'm like, man, I haven't looked at these equations in a minute, baby. We might have to get you a tutor or something. But it's been good though. It's been like I said, it's adapting. Obviously, finding time, making that adjustment in home as well, and that's going to affect a lot of these players too, especially on the professional level when you got families, and now you most likely going to have your kids in the house a lot more, even during the school year. So you're going to have to be more involved when it comes to school work and obviously finding the balance when it comes to your professional work. So it's going to be challenges across the board for these pros, man. But I think guys, we do well at adjusting, man. So we adjust, we adapt, and we keep it moving.
Nah, for sure, man. And you talking about that as far as pros, man, and having to adjust, and obviously with the COVID, and then as a man, and you being a protector and a provider. We thinking about, okay, how is this going to affect my family? And it was one of them things where, my agent, talking to my agent, and he's real, upfront about a lot of things, and he was just kind of telling his players, like, man, it's one of the things just to think about. Like, if you planning to play, just think about, not being around your family for 4 to 5 months. You know what I mean? Just being in a situation where you don't want to potentially give that to your family, because nine times out of 10, out of the 32 locker rooms, I think that COVID is going to reach every locker room at some point. During the season. Throughout the season, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them
states where it's barely any cases. Probably small, but then you got to travel and play another. So it's hard not to imagine a scenario where every team's not affected somehow, some way.
Yeah. So it's definitely tough times, man. Like you said, man, waters we never been in, man. But again, man, adjusting on the run, man, that's something that we're used to on the field, coming to the sideline, making some adjustments, man, and going back out there, man, sudden change, So it's definitely something that we're used to, man. So we'll see, man. We wait and see, day in, one day at a time.
Yeah, facts. All right, shoot. We're talking about sudden change. Last episode we had Vontae on here, Vontae Davis, and was talking about, just kind of how this whole COVID thing has given a lot of players kind of a brief glimpse into what it's like been on the other side of football, retiring, just a lot of things been on your time. And we always talk about on this show the importance of having things going on off the field, especially when it comes to your finances and bringing in revenue. I know in Indy, you had some experience with that, like buying a spot out there and then moving on in your career, but still renting the spot out that you bought out in Indy. How was that whole experience for you? Like, I guess some pros and cons from that.
No, I think it was a great experience for me, man. Like you said, I had bought a condo my second year, and after my second year, having, it was just me by myself. But my girl moved down. Eventually, my wife. We had a child. Having my parents come in town, so we kind of wanted a bigger spot. So we ended up renting a spot, but we was renting out the townhouse. And at first, man, it was great. It was one of them things where you could just funnel the players coming in. Hey, look, man, I got a spot for you. It's close to the facility. Everything will be good. I'm not gonna hit you over the head. And then it could also give me a little taste of ownership, having some property in real estate and things of that nature. So it was definitely a good thing for me. I would say the first 2 to 3 years, but then, as always, I think every owner that have a tenant can say that maybe 30% of the time you run across that bad tenant, and that's what kind of rubbed me the wrong way, man. It was one of my teammates, man, and it was just one of them tough things where it was a young guy. And he just didn't handle his finances well. And, obviously, we're there for the most part, August to, August to January.
Yeah.
And then
July.
End of July.
Yeah.
And then, from there, man, I didn't hear back from my man, February, March. And I'm trying to get in contact with him, man, not paying his rent. Going in the house, man, and everything was just messed up. So it was kind of put a little sour taste in my mouth, man. And I ended up getting him out of there. And then, from there, I had a project manager, but still, you kind of have that one-on-one relationship with the guys that you're in the locker room with.
Yeah.
And so from there, man, I sold it. But looking back on it, I wish I would have held on to it. Not really let that one incident discourage me as far as being an owner, whatever the case may be. But then again, like you said, being able to have some things off the field, being able to learn some things, man, it definitely, I think it helped me as far as where I'm at now, what I'm trying to do in the real estate game as well.
Yeah, man. Well, it ain't a loss, man. It's always a lesson. So
always,
it's definitely tough. You kind of, I guess, mixing business and personal relationships. Those things can get hairy at times, and especially we dealing with young cats. Young cats kind of just be all over the place. So even with players or teammates or whatever, I guess it's still still important that you vet that you vet who coming into your spot. Because as we know, we talk about a lot. Business is business. So
business is business.
Yeah. So but then appreciate you dropping that knowledge and really that inside game from some of your personal experience. Because I think ownership is definitely important.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, it's important, man. And somebody told me a long time ago, you either paying your mortgage or you paying somebody else.
Paying somebody else's, and that's real.
That's real. That's real. And it's hard to see long game when you playing in the league and you're making that type of money at such a fast pace so early in your life. It's hard to see older kids, more kids, in your 40s, what that looks like. So make wise decisions and continue making them, man. But I appreciate that.
No, for sure. Like you said, man, wise decisions and make wise decisions early in the game, man, and learn from other people's mistakes. I think that's the biggest thing, man. Learn from other people's mistakes. When people tell their stories, really hear that and really listen to it. I think a lot of times when we hear these stories, we always say that, man, that's not going to happen to me.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, nobody has that crystal ball. Nobody can foresee the future, man. We don't know what we're gonna do, but we can control, like you said, we can't control what we control. So, during that time when you in it, make smart decisions. You know what I mean? Like you said, L isn't necessarily a loss; it's a lesson. Learn from that. Don't make that same mistake twice, and keep it moving. But again, man, we're fortunate, man, to be able to play a game and earn a lot of money at such a young age. Where a lot of times, guys gonna retire before they're 30 years old. So, we got to have something we're able to fall back on, something that we can really transition to and take it with a full head of steam, man. So, definitely, man, we can continue to give game on here, man. And also, man, follow D Buck, man, because he be dropping gems, man, doing 5-minute planks and shit. Dropping gems, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get that 5 minutes next week, man.
But be dropping gems.
Yeah, we need it though, man. We need to just keep this conversation going. And like I said before, just conversations that I wish we had more of in the locker room. But I hope that at least with us starting to hear from our platform, that they do reach locker rooms and they do start to happen more often. Because like you said, it's important. It's important that the earlier you do them, the earlier you make better decisions, the earlier you start to make better decisions, not only off the field, on the field as well. When it comes to whether it's taking care of your body, eating the right stuff, sleeping right, all those things, how you go about your off season. Like the earlier you start making those correct decisions, the better off it's going to pay in the long run. And that holds no more truth than when it comes to finances. The earlier you start making good decisions and the more compound interest you can build over time in whatever arena you're in, the better. And it's never too late to get started. It's never too late to start doing the right thing. But the earlier the better, man. The earlier the better.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely gonna have some guests in the future, man. We gonna have some real estate moguls, man. Some guys and or females that can come up here and talk finances, man, and profit margins and all of that. So not just for football fans or sports fans, or just the the person that's going to work to a 9 to 5, man. You can listen to this, man, and we're definitely gonna put it out there so you guys can really tune in, man, and just get some knowledge and gain some knowledge and get some gems for the people that's out there and that's really out there in the field and doing some work and helping people, man.
Facts, and I'm sure I'll continue to learn as well. And continue to whoever we have on here giving us game, learn from you, learn from our listeners. That's the thing about it, man. Even in football, like every time I went in that building, like I was trying to learn something, and just trying to apply that off the field as well. Like never really feeling like you know it all, you got all the right answers. Because as soon as you get complacent like that, that's when something hits you and humbles you. So continue keeping that beginner's mindset, man. Every day is day one. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to those interviews actually. As well as the football ones. But what else we got on our table, on our plate this week, man? You been watching these NBA games at all?
Man,
WNBA, MLB.
let me tell you what happened to your boy.
Uh-huh.
July 23rd, man. We had a we had a storm out here in Charlotte, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just got my internet back on yesterday.
July 23rd. Y'all backed
July
up.
23rd, bro. So
Remember you was having the technicals last episode.
yeah, man. So it's been rough, man. It's been rough from not actually rough, man. The kids handled it pretty well. And, you know, I think me and the wife was going through it the most, man. But but no basketball, man. But I'm definitely gonna sit down and watch some games tonight, man. Who doing their thing out there?
Man, I tell you one thing, TJ Warren, I don't know what's gotten into him in his bubble, but for the Pacers, he been balling. Dropped 50. So he been going nuts. TJ Warren been going nuts.
I seen the stat line on him. He is going nuts.
Bubble Warren going nuts, man. I'm happy to see Melo back out there hooping. This season in general, but now he's skinny Melo back in the bubble. So I'm excited about that. Lakers unclinched the 1 seed.
I see D Booker, man, hit the game winner on my man PG.
Yeah, D Book, nice, man. The Suns actually
nice
the bubble right now. But D Book, nice. I want to see him get out of there, man. I want to see him on a winner, or at least pair it up with another star, man, because he too good to waste his career, and in a team that ain't really competing.
For sure.
It's been fun though.
And then the market he's in too. Like, a lot of people don't see him. He's in Phoenix, man. He's in Arizona. They're not winning like say who out there in the West? Well, obviously LA, the Lakers, the Clippers, or whatever. Teams. You know what I'm saying? So they don't get a lot of prime time, but I think the bubble might help him a little bit. You know what I mean? Help get his name out there, so people can see the work that he's putting in on the court, man. But D Booker, man, I remember when I was playing out AZ, Fitz, Fitz, he's a minority owner. Man, that boy Fitz and everything, by the way. But
hey, we need to have him on the show, man.
Definitely, man.
For real.
And that's one guy I did get game from in the locker room, man. Just a lot of things that he's doing off the field, man. He's setting himself up extremely well after the game. But that's for a whole another episode. But he invited us to the Suns owner's crib, and the Suns owner, he has a NBA length size court in the crib, and we was up there, a couple of players, and D Book was in there.
I think Ty was there.
Ty,
Ty was there. I remember Ty told me about that, man. He said, but nice, he liked that.
Nice, easy.
I like me.
Easy buckets.
I like me over D Book.
I mean, you nice. You nice on the court. You nice on the court. We gotta get JP on here too.
Oh yeah, JP hit me last week. He sent me a video.
He sent you a video?
Yeah, sent me a video and give us some people. All right, JP. If you wasn't in Alabama, I'd pull up. I ain't pull up Alabama though.
I told my man JP, the guys he had on the film, no disrespect if y'all listening, but they lateral movements was suspect. You feel me? Like
super suspect.
Super suspect.
That ain't gonna work over here. But
them weak pump face, but it's
definitely got to get out there with him, man. But yeah, we got to get Book out of the desert, man.
Nah, for sure. But I'm definitely going. I'm gonna tap in tonight, man. I told the wife, man, and the kids, man, we definitely gonna get on the couch tonight, man. We gonna watch some basketball tonight.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. If you're a basketball fan, I know for me it was tough. Especially maybe it was just the scrimmages, or maybe they've gotten better with making it look and kind of feel more like a real game. Because at first, man, I can't do this sports thing without fans. Like it just wasn't working for me, especially being a former athlete. And remembering how it felt to, feed off a crowd, whether it was a home crowd or an away crowd. I enjoyed that. Just that instant reaction to a play, them oohs, ahs, boos, all of it, that matters. So guys are adjusting, and it definitely feels like more of a real game now when you're watching it, and hopefully it only gets better in the playoffs. I
would love to get an NBA player's perspective on how does it feel? Does it change your mindset? Does it change your game? Not saying it's going to change your mindset, because at the end of the day, we all competitors. So, you get somebody in front of you, you know what I'm saying, you're going to do what you got to do. But like you said, like, being playing that sport for so long, that's what you're used to. You're used to playing in front of a crowd. So does it feel different? And I would love to see when the NFL season starts. I know as far as the Giants and the Jets, they already kind of said that it's not going to be any fans. Yeah, I think so. I might be wrong, but I think I did read somewhere where the Jets and the Giants said there will be no fans in the stands. And then obviously, some teams said it's going to be limited amount of fans. But how would that feel? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that football, man. Football, no fans. I can't imagine that, man. The only thing that really makes sense is I can still watch golf. Normal, even probably a good baseball game. Like I said, basketball's gotten a lot better, but football, man, you hit somebody across the middle. I don't know. We're gonna see though. We got to do what we got to do.
Yep.
I guess, but we'll see.
So that's gonna end the show for this week, man. Again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching, man. I'm Antoine Bethea. And you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram at abethea41. That's abethea41. And again, man, also I have this safe cover initiative that I kicked off myself, my wife, the Bethea Family Foundation, and we're raising money for people and for families in the 757 that's facing evictions. So again, you can go to mysafecover.com. No donation is too small. $1, $5, $10. Trust me, this will help some families that's facing evictions.
MySafeCover.com.
Yeah, mysafecover.com. Families that's facing evictions, man. We don't want to see anybody out on the streets at this time, man. So as a community, as people, man, let's come together. Again, mysafecover.com. No donation is too small. Again, Bethea, and I'm out.
Yes, sir. So I'm Darius Butler. Man, just keep checking us out, man. We appreciate all the feedback. Shoot us any questions, any interactions. We enjoy hearing from our listeners, man. You can follow me on the socials, Darius J Butler, at Darius J Butler on Instagram and Twitter. And check out them Everything DB videos I throw up from time to time. I'll throw some up actually tonight. This week will be some coverage, some two-man. We're going to have some two-man clips. We done got through cover 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're in the cover 5, two-man. So tune in Everything DB. And once again, make sure you check out mysafecover.com and make that donation. Big things going on in the 7-5, man. Big salute to you to that too, AB.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, man. We out.
All right.